Hey guys, this is a nonfiction passage about vaccines. Kind of goes along with our COVID-19 vaccine article that we read. It's called History of Vaccines. It is nonfiction. Make sure you're doing your nonfiction strategies on a separate sheet of paper. Make sure you put your last name, your first name, choose your language arts teacher. Here's the passage. Read the passage. Think about how each event in vaccine development helped make the next step possible. The history of vaccines. Few people enjoy getting shots at the doctor's office, but many of these shots are important vaccines that help prevent us from getting certain diseases or types of infection. Vaccines got their start in Europe in the 1720s when a British woman named Lady Mary Wortley Montagu was visiting Turkey. She saw Turkish doctors purposefully inoculating or infecting people with small amounts of smallpox. Smallpox is a painful, deadly disease that had no cure at the time, but Lady Montagu was amazed that the patients not only recovered, but then proved to be immune to the disease. Lady Montagu quickly returned to England, excited to share this new procedure, but inoculation took many years to catch on. One problem was that no one had a precise way of inoculating people safely. Occasionally, patients would become fully infected and then begin spreading the disease. However, inoculation eventually saved enough people for it to become the common practice for preventing smallpox. Some years later, a scientist named Edward Jenner discovered that people who had been infected with a disease called cowpox became resistant to smallpox. Cowpox was much less harmful than smallpox. Jenner convinced doctors to inoculate people with cowpox, which led to a very safe vaccine and far fewer outbreaks of smallpox. Finally, a French scientist named Louis Pasteur realized that Jenner's idea could be used to treat other diseases. Since then, vaccines have been made for many other diseases such as polio, tetanus, and rabies. Today, scientists and doctors continue to create new vaccines that could potentially save millions of lives worldwide. And let's hope that's going to be the truth for COVID. Okay, question 1. Vaccines were first used by A. Edward Jenner, B. Lady Montagu, C. Turkish doctors, D. Louis Pasteur. Number 2. What happened after Edward Jenner discovered a connection between cowpox and smallpox? A. Louis Pasteur used Jenner's idea to make vaccines for other diseases. B. Lady Montagu brought the idea to England. C. Cowpox became much less harmful than smallpox. D. Inoculations became common in England. Question 3. Edward Jenner improved medical science because he A. was immune to smallpox, B. inspired Lady Montagu, C. helped improve the smallpox vaccine, D. discovered a disease called cowpox. Question 4. What is the main idea of the passage? A. Edward Jenner discovered that cowpox was similar to smallpox. B. Multiple vaccines were created after the smallpox vaccine. C. Turkish patients were treated with early forms of vaccines. D. The first successful vaccines were created over many years. All right, make sure you're doing your strategies. Best of luck. Talk to y'all later.